Hey guys, it's Miriam.
Hey, welcome on the way Tapes 3. We are so glad to have you. First, what brought you to the camp and how did you discover Made in Difference?
So I'm actually friends with Slater. I had met him through an industry mixer I was working at, and he hit me up this weekend and asked me if I wanted to come out. And I'm always down to network and meet new artists and producers.
Sounds good. So, is this your first artist camp?
Yeah, I've actually never been to artist camp before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is there any, like, when he told you about it, is there anything that just kind of attracted you to it? And did you think it can really help your career?
Well, he told me it was a writing workshop.
Okay.
And I am also a songwriter, so I'm always looking for new reasons to write some music and, collaborate with other people and see where we can connect on that.
So, one, have you actually wrote for someone else? And two, have you collaborated on a project such as On the Way Tapes? So, a little bit about On the Way. Like, this is your first artist camp. We gather artists and we kind of like collab on a lot of music, and whatever makes the cut gets thrown on a collaborative tape. So, how do you feel about that?
I think that's really cool. I've never been on like a mixtape or a collection. I know a while back I was in like a collective of artists, and so they did like mixtapes on SoundCloud. And that was pretty cool to work with other people and just, build something and see how other people from like different genres and things like that can mix with you. And I'm really just open to everything. I know from experience I make multiple different genres, so finding other people that kind of branch out like I do or have like the same mindset as me is always what I'm looking for.
Oh, that's dope. So I'm very interested in like other songwriters. So could you kind of describe your songwriting process? What kind of mood you gotta have? Is there anything that you like to approach the song with? What's your process?
So for me, I write all of my songs in my notes. I am big on storytelling because I am a writer on top of being a songwriter. So I always like to give myself topics before I come in, whether it's the name of the beat that I might go with or just giving myself a specific thing that I'm looking for. I know especially sometimes when I do like live streams, I'll ask the audience to give me a topic. So at one point I was like, give me a topic on something about space, and they gave me something, and so I made a whole song about space. And just doing things like that, or taking things from like things I've seen outside. So like I made a song about Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and I put it on a drill beat.
Word.
And the whole song was revolved around the movie. So like there was like little key lyrics and parts from the movie that you would recognize. I thought that was really cool.
So when it comes to songwriting, of course, it sounds like you like to be more in the background and be like the forefront artist. Is that what I'm assuming?
I'm really interested in both.
Okay.
I'm more focused on like that business aspect, making money. And my experience with being an intern for QC and things like that, I see how most artists that are in the forefront, they're not really making that money for real, The money is going to the songwriters and the producers, the people that are actually putting in the work. So I figured if I could start like that, kind of like how Leon Thomas or Money Long, they started off as songwriters. Victoria Monet, they did the background, and then, they built that catalog for themselves, and then they came out and they had all of this notoriety and these credits that they could go back to and be like, hey, I've been doing this for a while, like, I'm not new. So
I think it's very interesting that you were an intern for QC. This is the first time we kind of had a situation where someone who's actually in the business under a successful label come in and work with our artists. So if you could give advice, you said that artists aren't really making the money, right? So could you give some advice to maybe an artist that's here like, hey, this is what you need to get set up in order to make money?
Yeah, so first, making sure that you have everything registered, making sure that you're collecting all of the money that's out there. So having your song trust, making sure you're either with BMI, ASCAP, or whoever, making sure that those things are set up so that you are receiving all of the money that is out there from your streams or whatever you're doing. Also, thinking of other ways to make money, so like sync, looking for those placements in TV shows or ads or movies, or even if it's like indie films. All of that in the long run, it adds up. And really, just always wanting to learn. Never be stagnant. Never just be okay with the bare minimum. People are going to come in and they're going to try to take advantage of what you're doing because they may see, oh, you're trying to do everything. They're trying to juggle this and that and this and that, and they can smell the weakness. If you come in desperate, they're going to prey on you. So knowing all your information, making sure you don't sign any contracts, making sure that you talk to those music lawyers and actually look through those documents and make sure that it makes sense for you as an artist so that, you're not jeopardizing your creativity at the end of the day.
So for artists that's maybe not knowledgeable in that, do you think it's a good idea to get a manager?
I think a manager will find you when you're ready. Don't go looking for a manager.
Got you. So do you have any projects out? I know you said you songwrite and you kind of are interested in the business aspect. Do you actually have any music out?
Yeah, so right now I am promoting my single Sick. It is on all platforms. It's kind of more of like a Mariah the Scientist, SZA type vibe that I'm going for. And then I also have a song called 3 AM in Atlanta that I did featuring with Destin Morel. And it's just, I had to do a timestamp. Drake always does timestamps for cities. And so I was like, well, I'm in Atlanta and I'm always in the studio around 3 a.m. Why not make my own timestamp song?
Telling you.
Put on for my city. So 3 AM Atlanta is out on all platforms. Go check it out. And the music video is coming soon for that. So be on the lookout.
Yeah, we definitely have to tap into that. Man, I give this time opportunity to call out an artist you might want to songwrite for in the future.
I am a big Don Toliver fan. I love Don Toliver because he does blend the R&B with the hip hop, and I am more of a melodic artist myself. So I feel like there are a lot of songs that I could work with for Don Toliver, and also SZA.
Okay.
Because me and SZA are kind of like in that same little category of the alternative R&B, and I feel like we can branch out and make things that are more experimental and things like that. So I feel like SZA would be a great person to work with.
Off rip, we just see you as a valuable asset to On The Way Tapes. Again, we appreciate you for stopping out. If there's one thing that On The Way Tapes could possibly do for your career, what would it be?
Honestly, just networking, meeting other artists in the city. So even if it's me coming out to their shows, seeing how they perform, taking notes from that, everything is just a learning aspect for me. And so that's really all I could ask for, honestly.
Again, we appreciate your time. Where can the people find you at? And do you have anything upcoming that we should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, so you guys can find me on all platforms under Miriam's Music with an underscore, and the same on all socials. And then to find me on streaming platforms, it's just Miriam. As far as projects, I can't say anything right now, but just know I have some music videos coming. I have some vlogs coming to my YouTube soon, and just make sure you tap in.
And is your YouTube the same as your socials?
Yes.
We'll definitely be on the lookout, and we'll definitely see, how you contribute to the On The Way Tapes itself. So, again, thank you for coming, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right.